Hello, guys. Welcome to the next episode of the Passion Project, where I bring talented individuals here within Southwest Florida, and we kind of dive deep into what their passion is, why they do it, why they love it, and it helps me a little bit of understanding of what true creativity is. So, today's episode that I have is a wonderful, wonderful woman that I got to meet. I met her through a film group, which is amazing. She is an amazing film director. She is a very talented painter. Some of you may know her because she is very well known within the community. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Wendy White. Thank you, Wendy, for joining me on the podcast today.
Oh, thank you for having me. This is a great honor.
Of course, of course. So, I'm curious. Have you ever done a podcast like this before?
Nothing of this caliber.
No,
I recently did have another that was beautiful, and a beautiful step in my life, and now to be filmed at the same time.
It's different.
This is very different.
You're probably not used to being on camera much because you're always the one behind the camera.
That's very true. That's very true.
That's awesome. Well, Wendy, I would love to have you introduce yourself and let the viewers and listeners know a little bit about you, your history, where you're from, anything you feel comfortable sharing.
Okay, well, my name is Wendy White, as you know, or maybe don't know, but I'm born in New York, in Rockaway Beach, Queens, New York. Learned how to walk on the beach, and my early childhood was growing up by the sea. And that's where I learned really how to paint. My father was a painter, and I would sit with him, model with him as he was painting. So my very beginning life was learning how to paint and being around an artist.
Wow, really? So is that something that was kind of like a family tradition thing that just passed down? Like,
Yeah, not necessarily. I mean, as I'm learning about my family through Ancestry.com and other developments, I'm finding out there are a lot of creative people in my family. There's opera singers and
wow,
and just artists, and
you got a little bit of singing in your tone.
I've done some
oh,
as well.
Okay,
That's
we might have to get that on the podcast. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to put you on the spot for that. But that's
funny.
Cool. That's interesting. I've done Ancestry once before. I found a little bit of my family. I don't think they're in the creative field, but I find it interesting because, like, for me, I found out I'm more from I think it was like Eastern Asia side of the family, and then I have a little bit of the Spain Hispanic side, and then a little bit of like Caucasian, like Irish and everything. So it's pretty fun. I loved it. My mom was obsessed with using Ancestry, which is the coolest thing ever. And I never got the really chance to actually reach out to these people, but my mom did. I found out I have family in Belgium, which was interesting.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they got to go visit them. I'm hoping one day I get to travel and just see what it's like out there.
Oh, you will.
One day. I already know it's gonna happen.
Yes, and they'll be happy to meet you.
Yeah. So, what made you? Okay, first of all, when did you decide to move to Florida?
Okay, Florida was a long time coming. Also influenced by my dad, being growing up in New York City, and first Long Island, then New York City, and I went to college at Barnard at Columbia, and just really being immersed in New York City life. I've always heard my dad talk about, well, their honeymoon in Florida, and his dream was to move to Florida, and a lot of New Yorkers' dream is to move to Florida because of the weather. And like,
really?
Again, I've heard it all my life.
I guess that makes sense because I know with everywhere up in north, it's a lot colder. You have the cold snow, you got the rain and everything. I don't know. I love Florida. Florida's nice. You get tired of the heat sometimes. Mm-hmm. Like there's moments where you do miss the cold or at least the cool breeze. You know, that's something I do enjoy. The snow part, like I don't know how New Yorkers could do it driving in the snow. Like that's scary.
Yes.
terrifying. Like there's so much ice everywhere. I know they put black ice. They had to put black ice out for like any prevention of car crashes and stuff. But
Yes, it's pretty hairy. I mean,
yeah.
it was actually, I met my husband Roland, who's a painter, and we started living together in New Jersey in 1990, I guess that was 1998.
Oh
And as
wow.
a little while ago, we're married now 25 years, but
Oh,
it's a great blessing.
congratulations.
Thank you. It was one of our commutes from, I was working at Wall Street at the time, right across from the World Trade Center. So one thing led to another, and Roland was working in textile industry. But we took a commute home on the New Jersey Transit bus to Clifton, New Jersey, and I remember the ride took 3 hours in the snow,
Mm.
and we were just looking at each other and how much time it took to be in that spot, going in the snow, and to go basically 12 miles. So I think that was a big turning point for both of us,
Yeah.
and we both agreed we really want to go
You're ready to
move.
just
We're ready to go
get
to
away
warm.
from the cold, the
That's
snow,
it.
just nice beaches and warm, very warm weather. But that's
Yes.
awesome. That's awesome. So you've both have been in the painting industry for a long time.
Right.
Is this something that you've made out of a career for yourself?
Now I have. At first, it was a part of my life. I'm born also playing music. My first voice was music.
Oh,
So for many years, yeah, I played in the in the band and orchestra, and I played clarinet, oboe, saxophone, banjo,
really?
and that's my world.
I used to
So
play the tenor saxophone,
no kidding, I do
alto
too.
saxophone. I did a clarinet. I played a little bit of French horn. Didn't like it just because a lot of the spitting.
Yes, yes, I sat next to the French horn player in
Yeah.
the orchestra. The oboe was right next to him.
But I haven't
I'm
done it
spitter.
since middle school.
Okay.
It's been a while. I've considered doing it within like high school band, but I was like, I don't know if I'll be considered cool then, you know. So like, obviously like back in the day,
Oh yeah.
like the era's different, and like you just gotta make sure you fit in the in crowd and everything. So, that's cool though. No, I loved it. I regret it because I wish I could have stayed in the musician
Mm-hmm.
time and just kept playing. Even now, like I have a piano, like piano
You'd be
keys
great at it.
in my house and a guitar. I tried practicing it, but I haven't been very consistent. So like because I'm doing so many different things, so many different stuff that's on my plate. So having the chance to kind of pour into yourself and try something different, it's like you have to make enough time and practice to get into it.
Yes, we practice every day.
Mm-hmm.
I
Do
mean,
you still practice till this day?
I do a bit. I have my saxophone out, and I received a piano as a gift. I was working at Lynn University with the Philharmonia, so
Oh,
I just
wow.
received a gift of a piano. So on occasion, I'm trying to teach myself that.
That's awesome.
So I love it's the most relaxing thing in the world. And when I'm painting, I paint to music
of
all the
course,
time,
Of
so
course, because
classical.
music and painting comes hand in hand. Like
Exactly.
that's what builds your muse.
Well
It
said.
inspires you.
Yes.
That's amazing. So you started off painting as a passion that you enjoyed
Mhm.
because of your dad,
Mhm.
leading to now you're actually making a career out of this.
Yes.
How was that transition that came from doing what you love to actually making something out of it?
Well, that was really a very challenging transition. Well, actually, I was in college. I was pre-med for many years. My family founded Mount Sinai Medical School. So actually, another part of Wendy is I was a very scientific part, and I was assisting in surgery, and I had that whole other life in my teens.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, I was painting in art class at Barnard, and that was my college, and I loved painting more than anything. So it was medicine or being in the arts. So I chose the arts by junior year, and
Nice.
that was a big turning point in my life. And I've been writing a journal since I'm 10, so I've been writing every night, and I think the transition came actually basically naturally because the encouragement. My dad said, "We want you to be happy to do what you love," but the real reality of it is living a life as an artist, living in the East Village. Not, I couldn't say starving, but I was always working
Mm-hmm.
and floating things. I never looked back to think about what it'd be like. There were times when I'm attracted to getting involved with medicine. I love helping people and healing. The two salary levels were always very different. I think as the
Yeah.
years went on, it kind of hit me what my peers made. And I still never thought about it. I just love what I do.
Interesting.
And I've always had day jobs to
Of
keep
course.
economy.
I
You'll
mean,
see me working all the
that's
time.
the struggle when it comes to being a
Yeah,
creative is like your creativity isn't gonna fund your lifestyle, at least not yet.
not yet.
So
Sometimes it's a little,
sometimes,
little
of
bit of a
course, you
fund.
have to have a lot of luck,
Yeah,
opportunities, network.
right,
Um, but majority of the time is just you are working your
right.
butt off
Pretty much.
every day. You're working like a 9 to 5 that you don't like, but you're doing it to build your passion that you enjoy. And that's usually the hardest thing is like some people can't handle this that stuff.
That's very true. I mean, I've become very spiritual as I go on in life, and even the jobs I've had, I feel like God has sent me there. So I feel a calling to be happy in that 9 to 5 job and
Mm-hmm.
make the most of it and be there in service.
Of
So I've
course.
turned my day around where I actually enjoy as best as possible, but there is challenges of working in the conventional office. And eventually, and I do share right away, I'm an artist and a playwright and filmmaker, and actually that's embraced. So instead of hiding it, so ironically, I've been able to have on occasion shows where I'm working
That's
and
amazing. I
and
love that.
so that's been very positive. And there's some environments that maybe didn't understand it, but it didn't stop
Mm-hmm.
me from
Yeah,
painting at
no,
night and doing all
and I
this.
think
So
that's really great that you have a dad that's willing to support you. He believes in you and lets you have full control of how you want to live your life.
yes,
Most kids growing up to wanting to join the creative industry, they struggle with having that type of support.
correct.
I know for me personally, my parents had a hard time understanding what I wanted to do. When I was in high school, I've thought about wanting to do music
Cool.
because I only did choir 1 year, but it inspired me to want to actually get into music more, to make music, sing more. And when I tried telling my parents that I thought about going to college for music, um, they didn't like the idea because obviously they think it's not gonna make you money. You need something that's gonna
Mm.
actually give you a living, especially in Florida, because Florida is not easy to survive in. And so I'll admit it did crush my dream of doing that. But down the road, it toughened me up because I
Mhm.
started working because I didn't know what I wanted to do after that. I just started working until I started building this new creativity, this new love that I have, which is obviously doing
Great.
videos, creating like fun content, and now becoming a filmmaker myself. So I'm glad that I didn't go down that journey because then I would have never done this. I would have
Right.
never got to meet you. I would
Yeah.
have never been able to do all this fun, creative stuff that I wanted to do, and there's, I'm just blessed,
You are. I'm getting chills when you speak, but I'm saying never being able to meet you or me never be able to meet
yeah,
you.
like because we
It's the
never
it's
things
our
would have,
path.
yeah,
Exactly.
and that's why and it took me for a long time to realize this because, for me, I had my struggles with faith and
Okay.
my relationship with God at the time. When I was younger, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was very miserable. I had a lot of depressing moments in my life, and because like most of us, we wanted to feel like the main character in a story, and I think that's what really drew me into being like a filmmaker is like I
Hmm.
can create my own characters
You
in these
can.
stories and be the main character who I want to be. So that's what really inspired me, and like I do consider myself as a main character in my own world. We're
Hmm.
all main characters in our own world, regardless. We all have our ups, we have our downs, but we have the biggest supporter of them all, which is God. He is literally like our creative producer. He puts everything in path for us, and
It's very true.
he he gives us blessings and everything, and I'm very grateful for that. Um, but yeah, so
No, that's really fantastic. And just to share in my youth, because my uncles were all doctors and not my parents, but my uncles in the family, everyone was asking. I have a twin brother as well, and we were
oh,
doing very well in school because we kind of had twin talk and they put us in classes together and there was competition. So we did really well. And when we were very little, like 9 or 10, they were asking us, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And
mm-hmm,
that's really young to ask a child. But as it is
yeah,
now, I'm also teaching children all over the world. I teach art right now Zoom, but
That's awesome.
so it's been great fun. Thank you. But when I was very little, I took it serious. Oh my God, I guess I have to answer them. So growing up by the beach, I went out to the jetty, and I love surfing too. But I went out and sat on a rock to ask God. I didn't. I was even spiritual then. I was always praying every night before I went to bed, and I
How
asked.
old were you, if you don't mind me asking, when they asked you this
I was
question?
10,
Oh
so
yeah,
really young, and they were very serious.
yeah.
There
See,
is a
that's
very intense.
the one thing that I understand that they want to start projecting ideas for kids to start
Right.
thinking about, but it's like you have so much time within your
Exactly.
life, like, and things
Exactly.
change. Like
Yes.
I thought about wanting to be a police officer,
Understood.
and then wanted to be a firefighter.
Hmm.
Then I considered wanting to join the Navy for my grandpa, because my grandpa was in the Navy
Oh, very
once.
cool.
Um, and then I decided not to do any of that because
It changes.
exactly, and
Yes.
I don't want to risk my life for something crazy to happen. I'm very happy with what I do.
I'm
You know,
happy you
it's
are.
it's fun. And I don't feel like I'm having a boring, dull life.
Oh, not at all. And just meeting you now, I could see it's always changing, and
Yeah.
you're so gifted, and you're being
Oh,
called to
thank
do.
you.
You're welcome. I see it. I can see it.
I appreciate
It
it.
shows.
Oh, this is nice. This is nice. Okay, cool. Well, let's dive into some questions. I think we answered majority of this.
I could add just one note on
Yeah,
being
go ahead.
10, and I asked God. I went out in the jetty doing the spiritual Wendy. What am I supposed to do? What am I here for? And as a little girl, and actually the clouds parted and there was a light. It was raining, and I heard the voice of God at that point. I was very young, and He said, "You're here to help people." So I took it so
Oh
literally,
wow.
and I'm getting chills again. And I have several paintings called The Jetty, which is significant of that time, very early childhood. I went home to my parents. I said, I'm here to help people, just very little, and I'm going to be a doctor. It's the same
Oh,
linear, like to help people to be a doctor.
of course, and that's
So anyway,
usually
that's how that path started, but
that's
it
awesome.
shifted. A lot of shifts happened after that.
Yeah, because
But
I mean,
that's so,
you grow
just a
up,
shame.
your mind kind of shifts and it starts to mature more. So
Exactly.
then you experience different things in life, and
Yeah.
I think that's the beauty of what God's blessed us is like we have this
Exactly.
free will of just learning a lot about ourselves because we're not
Exactly.
the same person who we were yesterday
Oh no,
or 5 years ago, 15. Like we're
it's true.
a completely different person than how we are now. And I feel like it's such a great feeling of that you're showing maturity, you're showing and what's the other word, improvement, like you're
Hmm.
just evolving into like a more humbling person you know um okay, so cool. Yeah, so I know so you talked about painting was obviously the first passion that you've done. um I want to talk about a little bit of, and you also explain why you painted. Now, I would love to dive into the filmmaking aspect
Okay.
because, as everyone can see, we have a big poster here, gigantic posters with so many laurels, and we have a ton of awards here, which is crazy. I'm a little jealous right now, but it's okay. It's
We call that
okay.
jelly. Jelly. No,
Just
don't
a
be
little
jelly.
jelly.
Don't be jelly. it's a
So
it's an evolvement. So
I'm curious,
thank you.
and I would love to know what started this journey of as becoming a filmmaker
Okay.
or getting into the film industry.
Well, that was actually also young in college when I shifted to program in the arts at Barnard. One of the requirements to graduate was to create a thesis, and I decided to make a movie then. So it was called Wendy in Wonderland, and I had many jobs during college. I had 5 jobs. I was on full scholarship, and so I made my first film when I think I was 19 or 20. So then it started, and also one thing led to another, and I was also the lead actress in high school, so I was doing theater
Ooh.
and doing a lot. I was basically in every club. I can't explain all this. I just love to experience things.
Interesting.
So that was another part of me. But then after college, I was painting and got into my first show in the East Village of Manhattan. And that was in nearby a place called the Crane Club.
Mm-hmm.
I got into the Crane Club and to exhibit my paintings, and there was a theater there as well. It was an old Ukrainian building, and the owner, Dennis Wojciech, at the time said, "Well, he wants to also develop the building to be a theater." And I said, "Well, I do have some plays I've been thinking about and some writings," and he said he wanted me to try to participate in that way. and I met the instructor that was teaching playwriting. So I started to take playwriting in his building every Saturday for about 3 or 4 years. Then I started writing plays to develop Roses Are Blind, my first 3-act play. So I
So this was
from that
originally as a play.
it was a play,
Oh,
yes.
interesting.
So
Okay.
and then my dream in telling the story of Roses Are Blind, not only writing it and putting it up on stage, was to make a movie out of it, because I thought it would really reach many more people it's one thing to do a play. It was very fun to do and successful. We did it off Broadway. We took it to Miami. We went to Holland with it. And so
Wow.
it has had what they called legs, unexpected, but it's a very special story. So then one thing led to another, and it was basically upon my move here, jumping to Fort Myers area. Um, I, it was still pending to really. My hope was to always make it as a movie. But I met Mary Lou Garby, and in her photography shop, because Roland and I brought our paintings to her to photograph, and
Oh.
she's so special. And she wanted to know about me, and I said, well, I have this movie, this movie I want to make, and she said, well, let's just do it. And it was just like the way she is, spontaneous. And
Yes.
so she was the first one. Well, the many people that helped, but she was one to just say, let's do it. And then
Wow.
I reached out to Christina Jolie Brizo as the lead actress I had a theater in Fort Lauderdale too. I've done a lot of things. So she was performing in my theater, and she was married at the time to Guy Agostini. I sent them the script, and I had a reunion at Barnard at the time, my college. I was going up for a college weekend in October, and they said, yes, let's do it. And Mary Lou joined, and we filmed we started filming the first few scenes of the long movie. This is the short version of it.
Oh,
And that's
wow.
how it started. It was just spontaneous, full of joy de vivre,
That's
and
amazing.
just
So
unexpected.
you've known Mary Lou for a while
Yes, we
now.
have. Yes.
Was she already within the film industry? Like the
We
film?
not then. She was just starting,
Oh,
and
okay.
then
So
we
you
did
guys were both kind of like just jumping into something
jumping in.
very new together.
Exactly. We
That's
actually
amazing.
filmed Thinking Out Loud using an iPhone camera. We submitted to the Bonita Springs Film Festival that
Mm-hmm.
summer. That was our goal. So suddenly I was directing a film we wrote together, and so Mary Lou became a new angel in my life to just do things and go for it.
Oh.
And you never know by moving to a place. We were in Fort Lauderdale. We had our gallery in Miami and Wynwood, and I was wondering, Fort Myers and Pine Island's beautiful, and certainly a God-given house to us, to Roland and I. But you never know
Nice.
what's really waiting for you, the new friends you're going to meet or the new encouragement.
Oh yeah, of
So
course. No,
it's been
I w-
amazing.
I was very grateful when I got to meet all of you guys because it really started building a fire within me.
Yes, I'm
Um,
glad.
I
I'm
mean,
glad.
granted, I was a lot younger than
You are, but that's
most of you
okay.
guys, but you guys brought a lot of wisdom for me, which is great. And getting to see all of you behind the scenes of watching how everybody works, it's so inspiring.
Oh, I'm glad.
Like
I'm
I
glad.
don't know if I've actually got to watch you. No, I think I did watch
A
you
little
direct
bit in
once.
Sushi Bar.
Yes, that was your main.
That's when you arrived and you came on
Yes,
set to help us. So
yes,
you
that
did.
I loved that. That was a great.
That's still in the editing
Still in the
process.
editing
We're in
process.
editing
Okay,
process right
okay.
now.
And that was a short film you did, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, okay,
Yes, it is.
cool.
You saw me directing in that regard. I was directing plays, also a new thing in the village. The theater, Jennifer Pius was involved with the theater. She said, Wendy, you have these scripts. Why don't you direct them? Again, I never went to school to be a director, but I went for it.
So you just jumped right
Jumped
into the
right in.
directing.
Exactly.
Would you say that is probably your most? I don't know how to say it. Like, is that? Would you say that's probably your favorite role when it comes within the film?
Yes.
Filming is like being the director.
Right now it is. I mean, it's really like painting with people. On stage, when the theater, it's painting with people, and now with film, it's everything with people. I mean, it's bringing everything to life, and now it's incorporating all the arts. It's
Oh,
light, it's pictures, it's movement, it's angles,
I love that.
and that's it. I feel very fulfilled as an artist,
Oh,
being a director.
that's so great.
It's
Wow.
a calling.
That's awesome. So
Thank
okay,
you.
cool. Um, okay, so jumping into that now that we're leading into it, obviously you got to meet Mary Lou and you met a lot of different creative film talents here out here.
Hmm.
Um, and we talked about it just earlier that I got to meet you guys within a group that is very pretty well known here in Fort Myers, the UFTA.
Hmm. Hmm.
For those who don't know who the UFTA is, it's the United Film and Television. I believe I'm saying that right.
Hmm.
I apologize, Mario, if I'm butchering it. Um, so I joined. I want to say it's been like a year now, a year maybe and a
Yes,
half.
just when we were filming Sushi Bar, I
I
think
think so.
you basically arrived.
So when I came in, I got to meet a lot of you guys. It was great. We, I think when I first met you guys, we were meeting at Frank's Barbecue. I forget. I don't know what the place is called honestly, but it's somewhere on Cleveland, I believe. Um, Everybody was very welcoming. Um, and again, it's kind of inspired me because that's what I wanted to do, and I told myself for the longest time like I want to meet filmmakers
Hmm.
to show me what I need to do. How do I get to doing this so then I can start making my own stuff. So
Great.
I'm curious with you, when would you say you got to meet UFTA? Who other than Mary Lou have brought you into UFTA?
I would think it was really Mary Lou,
Okay.
and then meeting everyone there. I met Becky Brown right away, and she's wonderful. And I guess Mario was there, Ernesto. It was just feeling like walking into a whole family at the time, and that's when it was 2019. And my see who was also in the meeting was Matthew. He's actually the composer for Roses Are Blind, and he was actually working with me at Lynn University as a student,
Oh wow.
and then Matthew Carlton, and he appeared at the meeting just sitting across. We're going to have dinner together. I said, Matthew, what are you doing here? Again, God has put us together, and he actually I just felt I was definitely on path on time
That's
with God.
beautiful.
What happened, Ross, thank you. What happened before then is I have a lovely co-writer, a wonderful partner in my life, Vanessa Garcia, and she also went to Barnard, and we've worked on Roses of Blind together for many years, and so that's where we're waiting now. We're about to launch into full production of it. Just want to say that that's also happening in the background. I have wonderful partnerships, and yet for sure when I moved here, I felt I had to share. I felt very isolated because I had a whole group in Fort Lauderdale and Miami, a
Mm-hmm.
real beautiful gallery, and God moved us. And ironically, that's right before the pandemic hit. So there I
Mm.
was. And when I worked at Lynn, I was working as assistant dean, and Dr. Robertson was a dean then. He said, when God moves you to a place, he never questions. He was a minister. So in my
That's
life, I was
beautiful.
always wondering, like, oh, wow, there's so much going on here and all the partnerships. And uh, then here we are. And then I walked into United Film Television Arts, and there's a whole group of people, brand new friends. And that was, I know, God driven, as well as my beautiful friends from Miami, including Victoria Collado, and new people that are coming alive now. Thank God, everyone's coming alive now after the pandemic to be Team Roses. I mean, all
Mm-hmm.
these people are now coming up for the
That's
next
awesome.
phase. So every side of the world is embracing uh, this film. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But this family here of UFTA was sensational. What happened at Sushi Bar when you arrived was magical to me.
Yes.
There's Steven Schomburg is amazing, and he's doing the camera work. And you arrived, and Xavier arrived, and there was sound and lights and all
Yeah.
these things. I
It
didn't
felt
even.
like such a
Oh
great
my God!
actual film production, which was so cool.
Like instant.
That's
That's
something that
God driven.
I enjoy doing is like being able to be a part of something like that where we can
Right.
build something bigger, rather
Exactly.
than just a one person doing camera, one person doing like, little
Yes.
like mics and all that, but like we have an actual production group,
There's
everyone helping out.
everyone came in.
Yeah, so I think that was it was really great. And again, everyone, it's fun like when you get to work with people who's got different skills.
Yes.
and different methods on how to do it. So like you're kind of bumping heads with everybody.
Right.
You're challenging yourself and challenging them
Right.
on figuring out, okay, how do we do this? How do we make this better? Is this gonna work? Is that gonna work?
And
You know.
you're observing that. And with the one we did right before was Father Knows Best. That
Mm-hmm.
was last year, and that was with Charlene Barron and Becky and
Yeah, and
Stephen. That was also magical
that
to
was
me.
a
That
very
was
interesting one. Actually, let me show. Okay.
yeah, the poster here. Yes.
Okay, so we have a poster here. This is Father Knows Best, a film that Wendy got to produce. And I actually watched this one. It was very, very interesting. Um, you want to talk a little bit about this one? I'm very curious.
Yeah.
I got it here. Go ahead.
Okay, great, got it.
Go ahead and tell me. I would love to.
Father Knows Best is also a spontaneous combustion, I guess, of a creative souls here in Fort Myers. Mary Lou, Stephen, Becky, Charlene Barron, and I worked as co-writers to create the script. So 5 people working on one script, and the creativity was like boom. And we came up with some premise right after the pandemic of finding a way to cure a virus through laughter. And so Mary Lou had just graduated from clown school up in.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so her and Scott. Her
Did she ever say
boyfriend.
like why she decided to go to clown school?
I think it was a gift from her boyfriend Scott. I think on their maybe an anniversary
Oh,
present,
wow.
and she went to
Just like,
Toby the Clown
just like,
Foundation.
let's just go be a clown
in
for.
Lake Placid.
for a bit.
Exactly, and I love the idea of being a clown. I've always loved making people laugh. I always dressed up in school, and I was also a candy striper when I was pre-med and always cheering people up. There's a movie called Patch Adams with Robin Williams. So in making this film, we were studying. We went to watch the movie again.
That's awesome.
So that's inspired by that. And
That's awesome.
just very quick banter, and we did a 360 to analyze the scripts, so it's successful. And Mary Lou was helping us with that turn, and I write all the time, so I was really helping with conflict and moving it across.
Would you say this was hard to do something that's kind of like a funny comedy short film? Like writing the jokes
Right.
and everything? Was that tricky?
It was tricky. I mean, I have a natural sense of humor. I mean, I write in my own way some jokes, and Charlene is fun. I think the combination of the people you're working with, Stephen comes up with some one-liners, some jokes. So it was a collective more than anything.
Yes.
So being open to that and flowing with that, and then editing.
It was very interesting, especially my favorite part, and this is a spoiler because I'm sure you guys haven't seen it. I won't say a whole lot, but the car scene was probably my favorite.
Oh, yes.
The way you guys made that work so well. I was like, how do you fit all of those people in that car? That
Right.
was insane. But that's some great editing.
That was editing.
Like,
That was done in
I'll
post.
give Steven props for that. That was
Yes.
so good how he did that.
It was so fun. And in this, I think this is in my most recent being a director of a film. And even then, Stephen was behind the camera and he said, say action, say cut. Like I did. I hadn't done much of it. So they were helping me
Oh.
along. But it was fine.
It's
I'm
a
the
new
nice
experience.
director.
I understand.
Yeah. But it's a great, fun film.
No, that's cool. Yeah, that's cuz like as a director, you're so in tune of obviously seeing how the visuals look.
Yes.
Making sure the story looks proper. So, it's learning all these new like wording of how to actually be a director. Like for
Yes.
me, I'm still learning about different things, learning how to use a slate, how
That's
to
true.
actually write them down because I've never done stuff like that. I'm so used to just going and action. Like that's it.
Right.
So like it's a lot. It's a bit more in depth, but it's not necessary unless if you're doing like a huge film,
Right.
But something like this, obviously, because you're doing like so many different angles, you're
Right.
making sure the story's right. You got to make sure your lighting is good, which I think you guys used a lot of natural lighting. It's what it
Yes,
looks
we
like.
did. Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. And we had different scenes. I mean, I love that also for UFTA, the extras appeared.
Yes.
So that was fantastic.
Yeah, that was
With
fun.
Doug Richard came and his wife. And
I enjoyed the film. It was
thank you.
It was amazing.
Thank you.
Is that something that people can see, or is that still?
We're still on the festival route. We won a few. I'm still presenting it. I think that'd be fun. I could try to get it distributed on Film Hub. I was
Okay.
able to get Roses Are Blind distributed on Film Hub as a short film. So
That's
once it's
awesome.
out there, it's an accomplishment to get it
Okay.
out so the world can see
Okay,
it. That's
cool.
what I'm
So
working on now.
you guys hear it first. Make sure you stay tuned. Keep an eye on Wendy because she will share Father Knows Best pretty soon.
That's right.
And you guys will love this film. It's really great. But you guys can't see Roses Are Blind, which I actually need to see this.
Okay.
I haven't got to see this film yet.
Oh,
So
well,
I'm very
okay.
interested to see how this is because you've been in so many film festivals and actually the next topic that I want to lead into is Cannes Film Festival
Oh, yes.
that you came back from.
Yes.
Guys, if you don't know Cannes Film Festival, it is a big film festival. And again, I was a little jelly when I saw
Jelly.
it. I was like, oh,
Respect.
but I know this person.
Thank
She
you.
went to Cannes, and I thought, that's crazy.
It
So
is. It is.
I would love to hear your experience. How was it?
Oh, it was a dream. And leading up to how we get to cons, I feel is also God driven, because it was during the pandemic where everything went online, and suddenly festivals that were really challenging to get into, there was a lot of rejections. I had over
Yes.
150 rejections. I think, what's going on there? And then I got into one really wonderful festival in Manhattan, and then one thing led to another. Went upstate, went to Orlando and Brooklyn, and then Hollywood, and then to be in the Chinese theater, which is amazing. That's where we got last.
Wow.
That was 3 festivals there. And then boom, we were called home that weekend and everything stopped. I mean, the art stopped and everything went online. So then a festival invited me to go to cons online. So then, and that was like, what? So then it was coming like from everywhere, like an Instagram messaging. And I said, is this real? And then it turned out to be real. So I developed a relationship with, I'm all about relationships, being grateful. And a festival called the Bridge of Peace International Film Festival reached out to me and the director, Guy Agostini. And Guy said, well, Wendy, if you want to go, it's up to you, but he wasn't going to be able to go. I said, well, it's cons.
It's
I'm gonna
Cannes.
say yes. I mean, I just gonna go and not knowing. I really didn't know what I was walking into. I said yes, and then walked into like one of the most beautiful places on earth.
Yes.
And the festival is amazing, and you watch movies all day and you meet people in the industry, and see the stars. It's a dream.
I always
That's-
wonder what level of what's the level you need to get to actually reach a festival like that, because cons is like going to a sunscreen,
Right.
like you need to be able to create a really great film,
Yeah.
tell a really great story to impact people,
Right.
and those are one of the film festivals that I dreamt to actually be
Well,
a
then
part
you
of.
will. Then you will.
I receive it. I know that God will put me in that place one day.
You will.
Hopefully, I do it before I get any older. I would love to experience it when I'm young. But
Yes, that is best.
it is.
I agree with you.
But it's the fact that you get to. You're working your way up to going to places like that. Like
Right.
just for me, I got excited to be accepted within like the Fort Myers Film Festival.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
a film
That's a
festival
great
that's
festival.
within our own city.
Exactly.
So it's like an accomplishment. It may not be something where you're winning tons of money, but you're getting recognition. People are actually noticing you. They're honoring the film that you've done, and people are asking questions about why you made the film.
Exactly.
Which it's fun and a little nerve wracking at the same time because it's
Same.
like it's like, okay, how does an introvert talk in public about their film?
That's correct.
But it's like you're not used to wanting to explain this to a whole bunch of people, but it's like in a way where you enjoy a little bit of that selfishness, but you're not fully being selfish because
No.
obviously you didn't do it by yourself. You have to honor the team that you've had.
Oh, huge team. So
'cause
much help.
no one could ever do things by themselves.
That's
I
correct.
could never make a short film by myself. I mean, it's possible.
Mhm.
It is possible, but ideally if you want to create a good story with different characters, then ideally you would want to have a crew. You need another assistant director, a camera operator, someone holds the lights, the audio and everything. So
And sound is most important.
oh my
most
gosh,
important.
yes. Like I think once excuse me, once I got the chance to work with a music composer for the first time, it felt so different than having to just look up your own music.
Right.
Because instead of just finding music that may or may not fit the vibe that you
Right.
want for your film, you meet someone that's watching your film, creates it from scratch, and you're going, oh my gosh, you made this specifically for this film, and I
Exactly.
love it. Um, so like I got to experience one when I got to work with a friend of mine, Carolyn Bronson.
Hmm.
We did our own short film, Wrong Number, Right Time, which I was very excited to direct in that one. Um, and when I got to tell a film that's very deep with a really hard topic to talk about, I approached this to a composer. And just keep in mind, like obviously not all composers are willing to do things for free. Some of them you have to obviously pay their time,
Hmm.
their credit for it. I was lucky enough to meet someone that was willing to work with me and to help me create this project. So I'm obviously gonna give him credit for the film and the composing. But when I heard how he did it and I added it onto the film, I was going like,
Right.
oh my gosh, like it's a different. It just puts you into more tears than just watching it
Correct.
because the music really hits that emotion.
Correct.
It makes you want to cry. It makes you happy. It makes you sad, and you're just like, yes, because
Correct.
it's like it's hard to explain it. You know,
No, I
like music
totally.
is just is the most important key, other than obviously sound effects. But like, I love it. I think all music composers out there, like, if we didn't have you
Yeah.
guys, I don't know what I would have done because
Well,
my film would have been so boring.
oh, not at all. Well, I honor that, and I know music is everything. I
Mm-hmm.
learned how to talk late in life, and music was my first voice. And then music is everything, the way we communicate, the way we hear, the way we see. Matthew Carlton interpreted also, he scored this music, the movie. And so when you see Roses Are Blind, which is a very sensitive, based on my true life story, of when I discovered that I was born a triplet, not a twin, and
Wow.
then my family committed me to a hospital, an institution for a short time, and I had to fight my way out, prove that I was normal. And my life dream is to tell the story of what it's like to be inside and help so many people with family dramas and misdiagnosis. And it's really challenging for me in my life. As I got older, I got easier to tell the story, but in my youth, it was almost like a wall of shame that this happened. But the
Mm.
theater and the play became its own therapy, and having actors as playing the role of mother and father and uncle was so healing. And now the movie is this other level of
Yes.
transformation.
Oh
And
yes.
when Matthew, with the musical score, all of a sudden the music shifts when Julie is in the hospital. Not to give it away, but
Mm-hmm.
it adds so much more to it.
No, I love that. Just make sure everything's still good. Okay, so okay. Okay. No,
But
that's
I honor
awesome.
that.
I yeah, I'm really intrigued of so much that you get to learn when it comes to making films, right?
Yes.
And I think now because we're in this new era, 2025 is like we're evolving, but we're also creating with different levels in different ways. Like
Right.
I've seen a lot of films being created with iPhone, but like spectacular. I've seen people use high quality cinema cameras and make amazing films. You know, so like it's it's interesting to see how different people use different tools to create their stories, and it
Mhm.
fits so well.
That's right.
Like I don't know if you're into horror films as much, but there was a new horror film that I just watched
Mhm.
called 28 Years Later that just came out.
It's a
It,
little challenging for me to watch horror, but I'm on
it's
psychological thriller.
it
But I
is
totally,
those are very they
but I
are
know
very
it's
hard to
a
watch.
cusp.
I think the reason like I was very into it is mainly because the concept of how they filmed it, right?
Okay.
So I know in the first film, because this is a three trilogy film they made,
Cool.
and it's about post-apocalyptic,
Oh.
like zombie type thing. The first film they used like a really old camcorder, low quality. It was directed by I think Danny Boyle or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me if I butcher his name again. So yeah, he made a great film, and he talks about camera quality isn't always everything. It's the story. It's the important part.
That's interesting.
And when he just came out with the third film, not that long ago, it was 28 years later, he shot everything off of an iPhone.
Okay. Wow.
And this is a big film that's reached multiple box office.
Wow.
They did this crazy have you seen Matrix before?
Yes.
So like, have you ever seen how when they do like those 360
Mm-hmm.
shots of doing the whole slow mo? So those were they were using like action cams,
Oh, neat.
like tons of them surrounding a subject. So each
Mhm.
one was able to get a shot, and it's showing the whole like, I don't know if
Wow.
it's 360, maybe like a 180 type thing, but they did that with an iPhone, and I thought that was crazy to
That's
see
wild.
because like they're really showing like for filmmakers like us like you really don't need to buy the most expensive thing,
Yes.
which is something I really need to learn because I'm constantly buying the next best thing. I
Wow.
want to make sure obviously quality's great, but like
Mhm.
the one thing I need to work on is just the storytelling, and that's what I want to do. I want to get better with it. There was another one. Oh man, it's gonna bug me because I had it in my head
Oh,
recently.
horror film?
Not a
Oh.
horror
Oh.
film. It was a different film that oh man, it's gonna
It'll
bug
come.
me.
It'll come back.
It'll come back to me
It'll
again.
come back.
But so yeah, no, I think it was incredible the fact that some people are using what they have,
Right.
like in their pockets, like little
Right.
iPhones like these. You can create amazing films.
Yes.
I talked to Becky once where I mentioned to her too, like, we don't always need to use Blackmagic cameras all the time. Now, there's a Blackmagic app on your phone where you get full control of your settings. You can basically shoot it like an actual camera and just plug in like a hard drive to your phone. So you have tons of space to record off of it.
Wow.
And as long as like your coloring is perfect and again, you know how to do like your DP, like learning
Mhm.
lights and everything, that's the only thing that matters.
That's true. That's
Um,
true.
I've wanted to make a film like that, or make a film using my phone to test it to see if it worked. I've never got the chance to do it. Again, like I think my weakness when it comes to doing stuff like this is the writing.
Oh, let your weakness be your strength. But you're very humble.
Yeah.
I'm sure whatever you write is great.
And
And
no, of
you're
course,
going to be
and like
surprised.
I do want to be patient enough to learn it, but because I'm also not patient enough, I want to start producing films. I just
Got it.
want to. Okay, so for me, and it's the same with you. Is like I enjoy being more the director.
Mhm.
I want to tell the story. I want to create the story. I don't really want to be. Like, I do like that idea of writing a script,
Mhm.
but a script takes too long.
For you. Well, yeah, I guess
for me, yeah.
it could take quickly, by the way. I was in a 24-hour theater group in Lynn, and we wrote a play overnight and then put it up on stage.
Really.
So I think you can do it quickly. Maybe it's my
it's-
brain because I focus in and I just
Well, I mean, you've
You
also
write it,
had the
so-
years and experience of doing this.
of
Like
being
for
in
me,
theater
again,
my whole life.
yeah, like
that's
I've.
true.
This is something I just decided to jump right into.
It's a great way
and
to learn. Great way to learn.
I'll watch a lot of YouTube and learn a lot of different things, but like that can only take you so much. Like I want to be able to surround myself by being with more writers, understanding how do they get into this writing mindset, what strategies do they use,
Mhm.
and like I've seen people where they do like oh, you need a genre, you need like a plural or like an adjective or something like that. Like,
Oh, I know. In
where they, like,
describing it.
yeah, and then you can just use something out of that. And like I tried doing it once, and it's like I don't know.
That can stop you. I mean,
Yeah, 'cause
I
you
mean,
start
just
to-
because of the description part. I mean,
Because you
that's
start
what
to a
gets
little
stuck.
bit like overthinking.
Yeah,
it.
as it gets in your head, as you say.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know. Again, I have nothing against it. I think it'd be fun to do it, but I feel like for me personally, I would rather collaborate with a writer.
That's fantastic.
I'd rather give someone that credit of writing it themselves, as long as they feel comfortable with me creating the story through the
Mhm.
film, because that's my goal. That's why I enjoyed working with Doug Richards. I enjoyed working with Carolyn because they trusted me on creating that story for them.
It's fantastic.
Like when I made Dine and Dash for Doug, he just thought of something that he created, and at the time it was me and one of my exes that came, and he thought of us as just playing the actors and the actresses. And I asked him, can I direct it? Can I actually make the film? And he gave me full control with it. And
That's fantastic.
I was like, awesome. I loved it. I loved the idea. It was my first film, so
You did beautiful.
you know, it was a hard lesson I learned because there were things that I messed up a bit, but at the end, I won my first award out of it. I got to meet some great people. I got a lot of my friends to get involved in it, and not to mention, I showed my skills. You know.
Yes.
Because like I told people too, like when I first joined the UFTA, I didn't want to ask a whole lot of help. You know, I wanted to watch, learn, and then show what I can do. And I want people to see what I can do because I feel like I have a gift in this, and I really want to show it. And if I limit myself to just thinking I can't do this or I need someone to help me with this and that, I feel like I'm never going to grow or challenge myself as much. So being able to do it and just go for it, it was such a great accomplishment.
It is.
Especially when they announce your name, they announce your film. Oh my gosh. Like, Bonita Springs Film Festival was my first award that I won, and I was so grateful for it. I may have not won, like, favorite audience or best overall, but I've gone, I think it's called, like, the Merit Award, where I think it's honored by, it was more honored from, like, the person who made the film production, the film festival, which was great. That's so great because he loved how I told the story. He loved how I made the intro, because obviously I have different equipment that most people here use for films. But like that's what I enjoy. I enjoy doing that.
It's very encouraging to receive that.
Yeah,
those awards, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, in the middle of the night, you're getting some notification. It's like, oh my god!
It puts you in this pedestal, and then this you kind of get put like on a high horse in a way, because then they'll be like, okay, now we're waiting for this next film. We're expecting a film. You went here. Now we're waiting to go here, and I'm like, oh my gosh, so much pressure.
And you're just beginning your career.
Yes, I know.
So just take it one step at a time, and everything will blossom.
Yeah, and that's what
the collaboration will happen.
That's what I'm excited for, and again, I enjoy doing stuff like that. And I do enjoy collaborating with everyone and helping out. Like I've done different things for other people. Like I've done sound before. I've done just helping out with setting up lighting. I think that's about it so far. I did a little bit of cinematography, which was fun. You get to learn the aspects of being in different positions, so you get a better understanding, a better respect for your crew members.
Yes.
And it's a fun challenge. I do want to get back into the directing more, so I'm hoping that when I meet more people or whenever, again, if I find more writers to collaborate with,
I'd love to collaborate with you.
Oh, let's do it.
Okay, cool.
I'm ready because we're going all the way to cons. We're gonna submit it to Sunscreen. It's gonna be in it. I already know it.
It'll happen.
But again, like I just love telling stories.
That's what we're here for. I'm writing a story now about typing because my grandma taught me how to type when I was 3 years old because I was such very young. Because my parents had health problems, so she said you got to learn how to make a living. So the story is about a young girl, which is based again on true life, and all the obstacles, and her being the fastest typer that she could be, and she'll get jobs. So that's fine. I'm writing that now. But by the way, we just finished filming Jimmy on the Rocks, the first series.
Yes.
With Jeff Ray, and
shout out to Jeff.
Hey Jeff. And I was appointed prop master. So I've done theater props. Like I also grew up in theater. So props are important on stage, but to be the prop master, that was pretty serious on the film. And so we took it really
interesting. I've never thought about having
every
like a
part
prop
of it,
master.
like the food and signage or whatever you're going to put in there. You have a list of what props you're going to be including.
So did you? I probably shouldn't spoil this, but did you make the big wall?
I didn't make it. That was built for the set.
But did you bring like the stuff that
Jeff
goes
actually purchased those signs. Yeah, everything you're thinking to make an ambiance, that was added in to make the look. So that's something That's props.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I've got to dabble a little bit with props. Like when I did my single take film,
Yes.
that was the first time I actually experienced buying an actual breakaway glass.
There you go. You
Um,
needed that.
yes. Oh my gosh. So when I bought it, I bought 3 breakaway glasses, right? And I think they were made out of like sugar cane, something like
Mhm.
that.
Yes, we
And
have that on stage.
I've never been hit by a breakaway glass before, so I bought 3 just in case. I wanted to test one
Yeah.
and see how it felt to get hit. And I told him, I said, you know what, just go for it.
Yeah.
Just hit me on the side. I want to see how it feels. I did it. It wasn't bad. I was like, okay, cool. So we had two glasses left. We had to make sure that these scenes were perfect because obviously we
Yeah.
only had 2 left, and we had to make sure that we don't waste them. So the second one we broke it. It was a good take, but I wanted to do it one more time, and I was very nervous to see where I was gonna get hit because at first I wanted to get hit in the head. That's ideally how the character's supposed to get.
Mhm.
'Cause, when you get unconscious,
Yes. What's going to hit
you're supposed to
you?
get in the head, but they ended up just hitting me like on the side of the arm, which I still made it work. I still made it look like I fainted in a way. If you haven't seen the
Mhm.
film, it's on my YouTube. You can check it out. But yeah, so it was a fun experience,
Yeah.
and I think it's cool because there's a lot of different props that you can use, and not a lot of people utilize it, especially with like you know weapons for props.
Thinking about weapons. Yeah.
um Obviously you want to be very safe when you're using gun props.
Oh, yes.
You gotta let the police know if you're ever making a film outside,
Mm-hmm.
to let them know, hey, we are using gun props.
Mm-hmm.
you know
That's
don't
fascinating.
don't assume we're walking around with a gun, but I think it's very cool to try to use things that will improve the story.
Yeah, you want to emulate the room or recreate
Yes.
something.
Oh
If you
yeah, like
want
even
to
with like
recreate,
vases
yes,
and plants and stuff like it.
exactly,
Every little thing tells the story of
exactly.
where you're at, what the person, like how the character, it fits the character and
It's true.
everything.
You're painting as an
Yeah.
artist, but you're doing it with film.
Exactly. It's fun. I want to experience more and just learn, and I think I just need to be in more rooms with different
Mhm.
people to understand that better.
It'll come.
I'm definitely hoping so. I'm hoping so. So do you have a 5-year plan? Your next 5-year plan?
Wow, that's I haven't been asked that in a long time. I don't have one.
No?
No,
Oh.
that's. I remember years ago it was an interview question, like when you go for a job and they ask you what your 5-year plan.
Or okay, let
That's
me
very profound.
let me see if I can rephrase this. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I see myself full-time artist, full-time writer, full-time movie maker,
Beautiful.
and
Beautiful.
living that dream.
That was great. I'm
Thank you
so
for that
happy.
question. Wow,
Yeah,
that
of course.
was unusual.
So, lastly, before we start to wrap it up, this is something that I like to ask everyone at the end of the podcast, and this is kind of something that would be for me to know, but obviously for people to know.
Mhm.
Well, first of all, I want to ask,
Yes.
what is your next passion project? Do you have another passion project coming up, whether if it's painting or do you have another film that you're willing to talk about? Keep in mind, this most likely won't be out until August.
That's fine.
So if there's anything prior from them that you're comfortable with sharing.
I guess the real passion of my live stream is the full feature of Roses of Line. I do something toward it every single day. So we hope to go into production this year or next year.
Beautiful.
So that's hasn't gone away. So that's my heart and soul.
That's awesome. And
That's-
you said this is obvious. This is out, right? for
This is
people to
out as a
see?
short.
Okay.
So it's 17 minutes. It's
Okay,
short.
cool.
It's 1 or 2 scenes of it.
Well,
So
you guys
there you
hear
go.
it. If I can get the link from her, I'm gonna make sure I share it on the YouTube description so you guys can see it. So go support her so she makes a feature film.
Awesome. That'd be amazing.
That's awesome. Okay.
Thank
now
you.
the last question is, if someone who's listening to this or watching this and they feel inspired by you, whether if it's wanting to become a painter or they want to be the next filmmaker.
Yes.
Um, what advice would you give to them if they're 10-year-old
Mhm.
10-year-old child that
Mhm.
wants to be like another Wendy or the
Little
next
Wendy.
little Wendy? Exactly.
Well, I guess follow your dreams, follow your heart, do what you love to do. Don't worry about the money. The money will come, and don't listen to the naysayers. Do your life, live your life, lean into your life's calling every single day. And I would encourage you to do it and live it. And you're going to do it. You're going to do it regardless.
Amen.
So
Awesome.
that's what I
Awesome.
would say.
I love that. Okay. Well, lastly, is
Yes.
there anything you want to promote coming
Mhm.
up? Or if not, if you want to mention your social medias that we can follow
Okay.
you, find you.
Yes. Well, I want to actually thank you, Daniel, for inviting me here. And I love your work. I love your photography. You have
Oh,
a
thank
unique
you.
vision.
Thank you.
Everything I've seen, your colorations,
Thank
your
you.
artistry is profound. So
I appreciate it.
I'm
Trying
gonna,
to be like you,
no,
just
I want to
painting,
be. I want to be like you.
painting like a story.
Yeah, you're painting with photography and
Exactly.
filming. It's
Thank
very.
you.
You have the painterly eye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well,
But, social media, I'm on Facebook, Wendy White, and Rosa the Blind is on Facebook. Father Knows Best is on Facebook. Even Whose Bathroom Is This Anyway is a 1 minute one take film we did. That's on Facebook.
that was a great one.
It was so much fun. All from plays are written, and Instagram as well.
Awesome.
So that's how you can
We
find
gotta
it.
get you like a link tree or something.
Oh, what is that?
So it's like a one platform that has links to all of your accounts.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I can show you mine after we
Okay.
finish this, but it's like,
Okay.
yeah, like you can use like, it's like linktree.com/ you can put like your name and you can put like all of your social media. So
Oh,
it
very
takes
cool.
it to one platform where they see everything about you. I think that's something that you would benefit with.
It's so much.
So that everyone can see all the platforms, all the films that you've done.
Great idea.
But yeah, we can always talk
we
about
got that.
next
We
time.
got that after.
So you guys hear it first. Make sure you guys follow Wendy here, an amazing, talented filmmaker, a talented painter, and just amazing woman in life. I hope you guys enjoy this episode of the podcast. I feel like there was so much more I wanted to talk to you about and
Oh.
ask more questions about, but maybe that'll come in the future. You know,
I
if,
hope so.
if you guys want to see Wendy White again in the podcast, we can set up another time in the future. Maybe I'll have you in season 3 once I get it
Oh,
started.
awesome. It'll happen.
And yeah, just stay tuned with her, keep up with her, and she's got so much that's going on with her life, which I feel inspired every day.
Oh,
So
thank you.
thank you, Wendy, for being a part of the Passion Project. It means a lot to me. And yeah, we got so much here. I wish we got to see it all, but next time we're gonna make sure we put it all on the wall for you.
Okay, that'd be great fun.
So thank you guys for listening and watching the Passion Project, where we interview a lot of creative passion doers here. So I hope you guys like this. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that like, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification, share this to anyone that feels like they can be inspired. And until then, I will see you guys on the next episode. Have a good night.
Bye, everyone.